Man squatted at the hatch of the submersible, watching his teammate descend 400 meters into the deep sea to work. But instead of helping, he reached out and cut off his teammate's oxygen. The other two team members froze in place, their eyes widened in disbelief, not understanding why he would do something so insane. They were trapped 400 meters under the sea, and their oxygen was running out. The teammate who insisted on diving had wasted precious air. They had no other options. Just as they were filled with guilt, a strange sound suddenly came from nearby. The three looked closely, and found the heater was broken. The temperature in the deep sea was extremely low. Without the heater, they would freeze to death very soon. At that moment, the man who had dived for the first time suddenly came up with an idea. To his surprise, the rescue team said the storm was still raging, and the ship couldn't get close at all. They'd need at least 3 more hours to get them out alive. Hearing that, the captain was devastated, because their remaining oxygen wasn't even enough for 3 people to breathe for 1 hour. The man and the captain stayed inside the diving bell, guiding him from there. The tether slowly sank into the water, and soon disappeared halfway. But in the pitch-black sea, Hunter couldn't find the pipeline. With oxygen nearly gone, the two left behind fell into despair. Suddenly Hunter turned around, and a long oil pipeline appeared in front of him. The man was thrilled to hear the news, but to his surprise, he jumped into the water, and followed the tether to look for Hunter. He found Hunter lying nearby, holding the oxygen tank. The captain didn't hesitate, grabbed him and swam back toward the bell. 10 minutes later, with help from the man, he successfully brought Hunter back, but the oxygen had already run out. Alarms blared, lights flashed wildly. The captain acted fast, and started giving Hunter CPR. At the same time, he urged the man to switch out the oxygen tank. The captain quickly grabbed it, and asked if the rescue team had arrived, but the rescue team said, though they had reached the area, there was wreckage everywhere. They couldn't pinpoint the exact location of the bell, and didn't know how much longer it would take. After saying that, they cut off communication, without waiting for the captain's reply. Hearing the silence, the captain weakly put down the communicator, and sank into deep despair, because the oxygen they had wouldn't last that long. The man noticed something was off. The captain didn't notice the danger, until a sharp pain hit his hand. That's when he realized, he was trapped in a swarm of jellyfish. He couldn't move. In the chaos, the beacon slipped from his hand. More jellyfish swarmed around. The situation reached a critical point, but the captain suddenly calmed down. Ignoring his teammates yelling in his headset, he untied the tether, and swam upward with all his strength. But the team said, they had finally located it. However, it was too deep, and would take at least another hour to reach. But they didn't have enough oxygen to survive that long. Hunter thought for a long time, and came up with a bold plan. He shut the hatch, tightened the valve, then smashed the controller glass, and activated the ascent switch. As the chains released, the bell slowly began to rise. The massive pressure change made the lights flicker violently. It felt like the bell could explode at any moment. The man completely broke down, pacing around the small cabin, but Hunter stayed calm, as if he had another plan. He led the man to the escape pod, planning to swim up using a diving suit, but to their shock, there was only one suit left. At the critical moment, Hunter didn't hesitate. He stepped past the stunned man, and picked up the suit first. The man was furious at Hunter's actions. He quietly turned away, picked up a knife, and stood behind Hunter, ready to snatch the suit. But Hunter stayed calm, and said calmly. The man entered the water, carrying Hunter's hopes, and began to swim toward the surface, but without proper decompression. As he neared the surface, his head suddenly throbbed, and his organs felt like they were swelling. In horror, a metallic taste flooded his throat. He ripped off his helmet, and blood poured out of his mouth. That meant his organs had ruptured from decompression sickness. He needed immediate help. In this life or death moment, the man had to gamble. He endured the pain of his body tearing apart, and swam upward at full speed, trying to swim up on his own, but without enough oxygen. He was too weak, and quickly began choking. Still, he didn't want to give up. He fought through the pain, and kept swimming, but Hunter couldn't defeat his limits. His mind faded, and after pushing a little farther, he couldn't go on. He slowly sank into the cold and silent deep sea.